update a couple of things that we looked at previously, as well as we're going to go over a real quick session that I did today in our live trading room. For those of you that can't be there, Your Market Outlook covers a live trading room as well, and occasionally we'll invite traders in to trade along with us. I do a lot of teaching, education, as well as other traders and other people of our mastermind group and our options trading desk, and it's a fantastic environment for teaching, for trading, education. We go from about 8:15 Central Time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, until about 10:30 or 11 Central Time. Catch that 2.5 to 3 hour window where we've got good volume, we've got decent directional movement and volatility in highly liquid futures markets. We do pop around and check out some foreign exchange currency, some stocks as well. So real quickly, let me show you a little bit about what we talked about today. All right, so first and foremost, we're going to take a look here. Now, today I talked a little bit about this Nasdaq sell signal. I call it the 2618 trade, gang, but it starts out with a classic double top, double bottom. So I'm going to rewind the data right here. We'll take a look at this as it occurred in real time. Now, in the live session, I did a training where I talked about how we build a strength of signal. That's the SOS that you see right there. I'm going to do that training this week, so be sure that you're in the live room if you can make it. I'm going to train on my SOS 3 and 4 signal as well as this 2618 trade. We saw this in the Nasdaq in real time. We talked about selling anything from 3618 up to 23s. So about a 5-point range. Those of you also that are on my list here and that watch these videos that trade options, you'll hear me talk a lot of times about real simple options plays that give us great intraday directional movement for spiders and Qs, diamonds, USO, even some things with Apple. Today put out a really nice trade as well in the Qs and HD. So we'll look at Home Depot as well. Bottom line is, this is the double top. We have 3 other criteria that need to be met. This big red area right here is called my DSR resistance level. And as soon as we see this move into this area, we want to be sellers. So right off the open right here is there's the 6 a.m. that closes at 7. There's the 7 a.m. that closes at 8. The market rolled over. Now, the sequence or the order in which these events occur was this. The market broke down, and here we made a new structure low. This bar closed below the swing lows right here. With that in play, I showed the 2618 signal. We took Fibonacci and we went from here down to here and produced a retracement that showed that the 618 Fibonacci retracement came in right here at the 3613 and 3616s. So I told everybody, let's look at selling 13s, selling at 16s, and then stops go up here. You can see the horizontal line came in at 36.26 Now, the market rallied, short on half right here, short on the other half right here. The initial target was a retest of 3600 for about 13 to 15 points of opportunity. And obviously the protective stop up here was about 10 to 12 points of risk. So a good risk-reward ratio with an opportunity for a bigger move. And at the time, we were looking for an extended target to come back down to this other DSR level resting at 3540. So obviously that provides about 70 points of opportunity. For those of you that are options traders, right here, as soon as this pops up, we buy the QQQ puts and then look for this to roll back over. And obviously intraday that produced about an 18 to 20% return on risk. All right, so we'll click the next bar in. It went in our face, and it rallied up to the top part of the DSR level with highs made at 36.2375. That's why it's so important to keep this above previous swing highs. We looked left and noted the swing high that was put in here on the 13th, a full 7 or 8 trading sessions ago. So we had to put it above that. Had we not respected the swing high of the DSR level, we would have been stopped out right here and then crying in our milk or beer as the market rolls over. So as we touch the 3600s right here, target 1 attained plus 13. Now trail stops and let the balance run. You can see that I also did my fib projections, and I projected the 1618 Fibonacci extension right here. This is 3585. So that was the secondary target right there. So you see that that secondary target at 35.85 was hit, and now the trade is over. So beautiful qualified sell signal. Sell partial at 13 for a 13-point winner here at $20 a point, 260. Sell part at 16 for a move down here for 30 points on the second, around $600 on the second contract. Now, let's take a look at what's happened since that time. All right, now let's take a look at some of these other setups. You can see obviously the market after that 1618 extension was attained. There's the analysis we did. So I'm going to do the 2618 training this week. So again, make sure you hop in the live room or make sure that you watch these videos. I'll get you 2 to 3 more updates this week. The 2618 trade is going to talk about the price action that took place here, as well as I'll go through the specifics of this signal right there. Further, we looked at the mini Russell. A lot of you have asked questions about my DSR levels, dynamic support resistance, how to trade them. If you haven't taken the trial, make sure that you look at the trial. You get full access to the indicators, full access to my training package for 2 weeks, and you can also join us in the live room. So it's a fantastic teaching and education, whether you join us or not. We've had a lot of great comments about the strength of the education just from a structure standpoint. So we invite you to take a look at that. This is it right here. Classic relative strength index, one of my favorite indicators at the bottom of the chart. And again, this is on your chart template when you do the $38 trial. And those of you that are DST owners in our owners club, you've got this chart template. So this is the 150 tick chart up here in mini Russell. The market had already put in these new lows, and then right here during our live session, it rallies right back up. We had a 150 tick DSR resistance level. We go double top right there for a beautiful qualified sell. Now I missed this one in the live room. We were on a 200 tick chart, but this shows you the perfect qualified signal. Number one, note number of bars down to the swing low, number of bars back up. So that shows us right there, gang, that that's perfect time symmetry. From the swing high, we do about 7 bars down, 7 bars back up. Number two, from this swing high at 08 to this test at 1101, only 2 ticks separate that. So the price symmetry, we hit literally almost to the tick on the double top. Our qualified signal is to sell the right side over here as long as 3 other criteria have been met. And again, that's what I'll talk about in that training. From there, from the short entries at around 05, market rolls over nicely, easily goes down and grabs target 1. And then you can see down here it comes down to my support level as we continue through. When this guy rolls over right here, we typically risk 18 ticks to make 18 ticks. So from 100.05, as soon as we hit 97.5, obviously that's 30 ticks or $300. So plus 180 here, and then the balance trails either out on a close above the fib dots right here, which would put us out at 99 for another 150, or we wait until we see an extreme like this guy right here. We call this the cluster 2. So beautiful qualified signal. And then finally, we talked a little bit about my automation. The level 2 trader trades these turning point black tip clusters. And we talked about how these clusters can identify really solid changes in direction. So this is my indicator right here that you get with the trial. It's called the IS over. And when these guys come in right here in what we call a 2-bar cluster, the turning point will occur first, followed immediately by the black tip. You can see it generates really nice swing entries. So as I was looking at this and walking through, you'll note that right here, buying the next bar at market, 151, the market rallied right here, $250 in crude oil. It came back down and retested those lows before it took off to significant new highs. So all I did was I automated this strategy. And so I said every time I get a turning point followed within X number of bars by the black tip, you see it right here, I want you to sell the next bar at market. And then we have a single contract. We can trade a 2-lot or a 3-lot. The strategy automatically places the stops and the profit targets. And that kind of gives you an idea. This is a 970 volume bar in crude oil. not real active, 45 trades over the last month of data here. Pretty nice degree of accuracy, 87%, and then 61.30 for the gross profits. Now we got to come off of this with about $1,000 right off the top for slippage and commission. Okay, and with that, that put us at around $5,000 for that last month. Now again, this is trading 3 contracts. Okay, so I wanted to kind of give you some perspective on that. We'll be watching that more throughout the week. So again, thanks for stopping back in. Live room link. Sign up for that trial to take the system for a test drive, and then be sure to stay tuned. Join us either in the live room, watch the videos again for that live training. We'll see you at the next update.